What's up, everybody? We got a lot of Diablo 4 stuff to talk about. Hope you're strapped in. We got 1.3.5, which isn't much, but then we got the PTR stuff that's coming, which we're just going to glance over. It's a lot of stuff. I don't really feel like talking for 3 hours straight on the subject, but I've read this. I read the PTR changes that are coming. We took some Spark notes. We're going to go over them when we get to them. We'll probably miss things here and there, but we're not going to go too in depth with what's coming with the PTR because it's a PTR. Things are going to be changed. We're going to be discussing the changes when they happen. So we're just going to get into it, cut the video down a couple of hours by just glancing over a little bit. But what we do have is 1.3.5? Yes, 1.3.5, which isn't much. This happened the other day even. This was posted on the 26th of March. It's currently the 30th. So, it's a small update, game updates. They introduced ray tracing, so yay. Did some bug fixes. Apparently, entrance to the gauntlet didn't apply portal cosmetics. Some other things, like just fix certain issues will not function if corpse tendrils were equipped on the same key binding as interact. Various performance and stability updates. That's really all there is to this. Now, for the meat and potatoes, that's what we're about to get into right now. That's the PTR changes. Got my notes up right here. I've read through this page probably, I'd say slowly one time and then glanced over it two more times. So I'm sure there's things that I missed. I did try to watch other content creators, Wudio, etc., trying to get their ideas. Rob, get their ideas on what they felt was changing. So we're going to do a condensed version of everything here. But if you've watched the campfire chat video, you know what's coming with the itemization and the Helltide changes that are coming. The pit that's coming as well. And Dario's being added. Then we get to discuss the stuff with the PTR. Now, the interesting thing we need to talk about are the class updates. And there's a lot. There's a lot of class updates coming. Just to give you an idea, we'll just click this right here. We get to see the new item changes. Like I said, we're gonna super deep dive into these item changes because things will be changing in the PTR more than likely. Tyrael's Might, Yen's Blessing, some boots and a body piece that's coming. But Barbarian's getting some changes. They're getting some new unique pants even. Changes up some ancients that are summoned, things like that. The big thing that's happening though, barbs are basically getting nerfed pretty badly. And I say nerfed badly, but they're being brought in line because currently, even in season 2 and season 3, barbarians have been like here. Everyone else has been about here. We even made a death blow one-shot build before the Hoda thing took off, and then Hoda's like way better than the death blow build. So like barbs are just one-shotting the world still. They're being brought in line. They're getting glyph nerfs with Hoda. According to Wudio and Rob, they're getting like a 70 to 80% nerf overall, which is fine. They're doing billions and billions of damage, so that big of a nerf kind of brings it more in line. Also with this patch, monsters are going to be getting changed up a little bit. Things are going to be a little bit more beefy. So the game flow overall is getting changed up. Overpower's gotten some nerfs. Earth Striker aspects getting nerfed. What else they have? Dust Devil and Whirlwind are getting buffs. So that's a pretty cool thing. We can scroll down here and actually like look at it. At first, they just talk about the unique items that are being added, which some are really cool. I will link this in the description below if you want to go check these out yourself. If we went through and talked about everything, this would be a very long video. So we're just going to cut down and go to kind of balance things. Banished Lord's getting a nerf. That's the amulet for overpower, doing way more damage. Tibalt, I think, is getting nerfed a little bit here. Some other things that are getting nerfed. Lots of things that are getting nerfed. But here you go. Barbarian's 10% innate damage reduction is getting removed. It's another thing for Barb. Legendary powers that require Call of the Ancients to be equipped no longer have that requirement. So, having... you don't have to have Call of the Ancients on your bar anymore to get whatever that one aspect was where they would copy Upheaval or Whirlwind, whatever core ability you did. So that's pretty cool. Dust Devils, I think, is getting a pretty big nerf. Mr. Joe on the Campfire chat loves his Dust Devils, so they're getting some love. I'm interested to see what happens with that. Charge got a pretty big chunk. So damage has been reduced from 250% to 180%. This is good. This is in line. Charge was really strong in Season 3. Season 2 even, it was pretty strong. So that's good. They're messing with the cooldown reduction on Barb quite a bit, so we may or may not, we don't really quite know yet, with all the changes that are happening, if we're going to be able to do permanent charges anymore, where we're constantly like charge here, charge there, go here, down here. You know, we don't know if we can do that anymore. We'll see when the PTR hits. We'll have a better idea then. Double Swing, I think, got a little bit of a buff here. Somewhere in here. Kick got a buff. Kick, they got a range increase, additional damage when enemies are knocked into a wall. Cool for the kick builds out there. Power Kick. Damage Fury is, per point has been increased by 5% per. 10 Fury, sorry. 10 Fury. Maybe we won't be seeing Berserk Barbs everywhere now. We'll see what happens with it. Like I said, with the cooldown reduction changes, Call the Ancients buff, Double Swing buff, Dust Devil buff, Barbs are, it's going to be an interesting time on the PTR. Not to delve too deep into it, because again, it is a PTR. Things are going to be changed quite a bit. Just kind of glancing over things at a look-see here. We're going to jump on into Druid, because Druid, I think Druid and also Necromancers probably came out on top here. And the reason being is because companions and minions, they got huge buffs this season, or with season 4 coming up. We're going to be looking at all of your stats, or your crit chance, your player stats, like your crit chance, etc., getting transferred 100% to your minions and companions instead of what it currently is, which obviously isn't 100. I don't play Necromancer that much, but them getting all of your stats basically transferred over is a big buff. So that's a good thing. What do I have in my notes here? We got Landslide that got buffed. That was pretty important. Some of these smaller things getting messed with, I didn't really kind of mark down or anything. Like basic things like, you know, damage increased by roughly 10% for Claw, etc. You know, it is what it is. Landslide got a pretty good buff. If we can find Landslide. Petrify actually got a pretty solid buff as well. Petrify before was still really good. Now, hey, I'm down with it. You can read right here what we got. I mean, Petrify's effects durations are increased by 1 second previously. Now, Petrify grants you 50 spirit when cast, and its effect durations are increased by 1 second. So, it's kind of nice. Supreme Petrify, previously killing an enemy affected by it, grants 25 spirit. Now, when you kill one, it reduces the cooldown by 1 second. Hitting a boss with Petrify reduces its cooldown by 10 seconds. So Petrify is pretty cool now. I mean, I liked it before, but now, hey, let's go. It seems like it's even better now. It does seem that they're trying, if you read through these notes specifically, I can't just like pinpoint it out, but it does seem like they're trying to create more builds focused around shape-shifting from one form to another. And like previously, you're either like werebear or you're werewolf. There was some hybrid builds where you would swap between the two. They're trying to bring those up in line now, so that's a good thing. More variety is better, so it's a good thing that they're adding. Shred got a buff. I think we already passed by Shred, but Shred, Lacerate got a pretty good bonus as well, as you can see. People were saying maybe Hurricane Druids. I don't know. I mean, who knows with this change? Let me see if I can find what they did to Hurricane. I'd have to reread it because I don't remember off the top of my head what we got. See what I mean? There's so many changes. It's kind of crazy. People are even saying that with Flesh Render, we may be seeing Shout Druids, which would be very interesting. We'll have to wait and see. That would be pretty cool, though, to have something like that. Some glyph bonuses here. Tracker, Bane, Shapeshifting. They got buffed. But overall, Druids seem to have gotten the least out of the batch, but, you know, it's still something. I mean, Druids they were in an okay spot to begin with, in my opinion. Could be a bit more flashy, but you know, with barbs being brought more in line, maybe druids will start to shine a little bit. Necromancers, these buffs is real. So, as we've already stated, minion builds are probably going to be a real thing now. I get most of my information from Macro Bio Boy for Necromancer. He's another content creator. I watch his YouTube videos all the time. I don't really play Necromancer, but minions got a huge buff across the board. You can do crazy things now, like you can have Bone Spear on your skeletal mages. Like, you can do all kinds of crazy stuff. It literally is like a brand new class these days, it seems. Sorry, I had to get a drink. My throat's getting a little dry here. But, I mean, minions got buffed across the board. Blood Surge got some big buffs as well. Blood Surge is kind of like your fast clearing, screen clearing ability. Blood Surge got a little bit of a buff, or a bit of a buff, I should say. You can see right here the Book of the Dead changes. If you would like to go through and read all this, you're more than welcome to. There's a lot of stuff going on now, but like I said, Shadow Mages, your attacks are piercing now. They changed it up quite a bit. So if you haven't played a Necromancer yet, this would be the time to play it when Season 4 hits, in my opinion. Or go play on the PTR and check them out for yourself. I do expect to be playing a Necromancer pretty soon into Season 4, personally. They're still going over things here. Decompose got a bit of a buff here. You can see Decompose now can chain and burst up to 2 additional targets. Explosions and Decompose deal 15 to 30% multiplicative increased damage. Lots of things got changed. Ring of Mendeln, this was pretty important too to go over. A lot of people that went minion builds with Necromancers already were using a Ring of Mendeln for some builds, called the Mendeln build. Well, now it's changed up. It used to rely on lucky hit. Now it's every 6th attack from minions is empowered, exploding for, the boom. So, yeah, before you had a lucky hit chance. Now it's every 6th attack, so stacking attack speed is probably going to be really good for minions. Again, so pretty cool stuff there. Really excited to see all that. What else do I have down in my notes here? Shadow builds got buffed overall. That's very important. I guess we already went over the Mendeln stuff. Minions I have written down here. Seriously, I can't stress enough how good minions are probably going to be. I don't think they're going to be perfect. I don't think they're going to be like Diablo 2 minions or anything where they create a wall in front of you that the enemies have to pass through. They'll probably still charge at the Necromancer, but hopefully now your minions will kill things. So that's important. That's a big step in the right direction. So I'm really excited over that. Rogue, they basically changed Rogue up just a little bit. Grenade Rogues, I was watching a Wudio video where he was discussing how Grenade Rogue builds could possibly be a thing. So we'll see what happens with that. It seems like a really cool thing. Apparently, like, you can stack a bunch of extra damage or something with grenades now. So that's interesting. Arrows of Storms got a buff. Rapid Fire got a buff. Barrage can now pierce. So that's pretty cool. So Barrage can, Barrage is going to be really good, I feel like, in Season 4. Again, we'll have to wait and see. The big changes are, like, Inner Sight and Preparation. Inner Sight, while Inner Gauge Sight is full, you also gain 25% critical strike chance for 4 seconds. Attacking enemies that are not marked will fill the gauge, but at 5% of the normal rate. So that's good. Preparation, reduced energy requirement from 100 to 75. So we may see more preparation, may see more Inner Sight coming up in the near future for rogue builds. We'll have to wait and see on that. Flurry got a little bit of an increase. Volley it can be canceled slightly earlier from another skill. Victimize could be cool. We'll just have to wait and see. I mean, you can read right here what it has. Their Paragon trees got kind of messed with a little bit here. Exploit weakness, legendary node, maximum increased damage buff from 15 to 25%. Is what it is. Legrana's Instinct, legendary node. We'll see how these go. People tend to kind of ignore certain legendary nodes. I don't remember. I haven't played a rogue since Season 1. I don't quite remember what exactly you would go then, so we'll just have to wait and see. Chip glyph, yay. No, here we go. You can do, when you break stealth, you like drop grenades and stuff. That was kind of the bonus, of talking about grenade skills. Grenade skill damage increase is now a range with higher potential. A lot of cool stuff coming for Rogue, honestly. I don't know. Grenade builds don't really kind of look interesting to me, but they could be cool. We'll have to wait and see what the higher end folks come out with that. Trying to see if there's anything else on Rogue. Not really. Not in my notes anyway. Now the important stuff here, Sorks. Sorks got changed up quite a bit. Frozen Orb looks sick now. So if you watch some of the campfire chat video that we made, Sorks can now fire Frozen Orb at a set distance, and whenever you let go or whenever it gets to the point that you shot it at, it will explode then. That makes Frozen Orb so much better than what it currently is, where it's like fixated. It only goes a certain distance, so you had to really work around and aim, and if the enemy moved too much, it wouldn't hit. Now, this could be crazy. We'll have to wait and see, but this could be pretty wild with Frozen Orb. I'm looking forward to it. Some different changes with some of the big changes that I did notice. People are probably not going to be running 4 defensives anymore, which for all again, like, it was kind of lame that Sorks could just run defensives all day. It felt weird that you were forced into it to play decently. So now that that's changed, it opens up some freedom for Sorks, and it'll be really interesting to see what comes out of that. Here's the Frozen Orb changes right here. Ice Armor looks a lot cooler now. Enhanced Ice Armor, Mana Regen up by 5%. Shimmering Ice Armor. Previously, enemies that would hit you, they'd have a 15% chance to be frozen. Now, while Ice Armor is active, you reduce its cooldown by 2 seconds for every 50 mana you spend. So the more you're popping stuff out, your Ice Armor is getting cooldown reduced. Mystical Ice Armor, damage against vulnerable enemies, contributes 50% more to Ice Armor's barrier. Now, Ice Armor is active. You periodically chill close enemies for 20% and deal 15% increased damage to frozen enemies. So, pretty cool changes, I think, to Ice Armor. There's some changes right here to Frost Nova. Changes to Flame Shield. Teleport, it seems like Teleport is like, what people are saying is Diablo 2 teleport now, where it's, won't. You can just keep going with it. Could be cool. We'll see. We'll have to wait and see. I'm not the biggest fan of Diablo 2 teleport. I thought it really broke the game. Well, actually, it wasn't just D2 teleport. It was Enigma. Let me be real here. But we'll see. We'll see what they do with it. Like I said, PTR, things are going to be changed radically from, us testing and then what we're actually getting on Season 4. We'll see. Baseline amount of Hydras has been increased from 1 to 2. This is cool. Could be cool. Incinerate, gain a 15% baseline damage reduction while channeling. Damage has been increased by 10%. We'll see. People are saying Incinerate builds might now be a thing. We don't know. We'll see. What else we got? I think that's about it for Sorks. The big things that came for Sork. There's a lot. A whole lot that came from them. They fixed some bugs with some uniques, I believe, or some passives for Sorks. Other than that, we got some other changes. We've kind of went over some of these. We didn't go over the elixirs in the last video. So they've added more elixirs now. Elixirs do different things. Some elixirs can go above like the 5% XP bonus. Like, they've changed up some things with elixirs a lot. Like this right here. New elixirs. Elixir of Holy Bolt. After killing an enemy, Holy Bolts fire from the corpse of that enemy. Experience gained is increased by 6%. Elixir of Momentum. After killing an enemy, increase your movement speed by 3% for 5 seconds. This effect stacks up to 15 times. So, these are really cool. I'm really interested in this. Had some UI changes and whatnot. One of the big important things is you can now zoom out a little bit more. A new option for a camera to zoom a little bit further out has been added. So a lot of people are rejoicing over that. Crafting materials are now basically consolidated. They have rarities associated with them now. If you play with a controller, you can now set a distance, apparently, with your skills. I don't exactly know how that works, but it's really cool. I play with a controller myself. I'm not as optimal as mouse keyboard, but you know what? I don't want to ruin this bad boy. So I've been around since the Diablo 1 days. I don't need to ruin my wrist anymore. But that's a good thing. That's a positive thing. Here's some changes, I guess, for the Seal of the Worthy and Mutterlock chest. Now drop 500 obols. Apparently, as well, a little side note, I seen it in one of the videos I was watching for research here. Your graphics for your skills will start to upgrade finally. Some of them already did, like Incinerate would have like a little bit of a blue flame added to it. The higher your skill went with it. It reminds me a lot of older mana games, like the higher a skill got. Showing my age here, but the higher a skill got, it changed the look of how that skill was presented in game, which is really cool stuff. I love that kind of thing. Apparently they're going to be more subtle, but they're going to be there. Like you can still see them. So I'm interested in that. Nightmare Dungeon rotation moved up to all 49 dungeons now, so that's a good thing. Or not all 49, I guess, but just up to 49 dungeons. Here we go. Traversal skills such as leap and teleport can now have their distance determined on the analog stick is deflected. So this is pretty cool. We're going to see how this works out. It won't be as good as mouse keyboard, obviously, but still, it's a step in the right direction. Pretty neat stuff. Other than that, man, bug fixes. See if there's anything else. Graphics will evolve with your skills. Dungeon events have more XP. Ray tracing, we already went over that. But yeah, a lot of things are coming our way with the PTR. Like I said, this won't be the video to go over all of the changes. We're going to save that for when Season 4 is actually coming out. When they come out with that and we see the final changes, that's when we're going to deep dive into each and every little thing. Right now, it's just kind of a gloss over because, like I said, a lot of this stuff can be changed. So it wouldn't be very accurate. But Diablo 4 players, we're really excited right now. I know I am, at least. The big question, is it going to draw the audience back? I think, as with most seasons, it'll probably draw them back for a little bit. And then, people go on to other games. I know currently I'm locked into Dragon's Dogma. I've been addicted to that game. I can't put it down, but that's a good thing. Other games are out there to play. That's a good thing. I hope it's better than Season 3. My personal wishes for this, the game looks like it's radically changing, and it looks like it's going to be radically changing for the positive. I'm not going to hold my breath. I'm with a lot of my friends, a lot of my chatters and chat on Twitch. We talk. We're excited for it, but we're not really holding our breath because we've been excited before and been mega let down. I personally, Season 3 was a bit of a letdown. The Pit isn't really that exciting to me, but the changes overall to the world of Sanctuary looks pretty cool. I'm excited. The game's going to feel fresh. It's going to feel different. The itemization changes that are coming our way is a good thing. It's needed. People have been clamoring for this since the beta days. Let's be honest. Since the beta days, we've been complaining about this. We're finally getting something, and I'm super excited. I hope nothing but the best comes with Season 4. Super excited for it. Hopefully you're excited for it. Let us know in the comments down below. I'm going to have a link to this PTR patch list. If you'd like to read through everything bit by bit and break it down yourself, I'm going to have a link in the description below. But with that, we're going to get on out of here. Give us a like and a subscribe if you like this D4 content. This was kind of a little skim through, but if you like it, give us a subscribe. Hang out with us a little bit more. Come hang out in Twitch with us. We're throwing pawns and doing things in Dragon's Dogma right now. But we're going to be back on D4 soon enough. But with that, I bid you adieu. Y'all take care.